Voila! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Three DFS Morning Show, coming at you live. Coming at you live on this August 16th, 2015. As always, joined by the money man, Adam Wagner, and coming from the bottom of the map down in Miami, Florida, it's Nicky Rodriguez. What's up, gents?
How's it going now? How are you doing up there in Jersey?
I'm doing beautiful. Got a couple extra ducats in my pocket from last night. Woulda liked some more, but you know, I guess we can get into exactly what happened.
The beautiful thing about this show is that everything's documented.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And so well, I think we went 8 for 9 on our calls last night of homers, and it paid off in your benefit for your dividend, right?
Indeed, it did. I got some more FanDuel money. I'll probably give it all away by the end of the week.
Bro, you would have been collecting those community chest cards and the chance cards and everybody. You were the ones getting the advance to go. Collect $2.
I own the blue properties, so
you definitely did, and the greens,
Mark Avenue. Yeah, so what happened last night is I entered 3 of the same contests into the MLB rally, so that's a $5 contest. So I basically put $15 in, and you know I did say on the show last night I'm going to go with 3 different lineups. I kind of want to go with Cueto, I want to go with Arrieta, I want to go with all these guys. But I made a lineup with Patrick Corbin last night, and I just saw the bats in there. I was like, hold on, all right, you know what? We're gonna go with this. But yeah, I mean, this is the first time that I've ever had a great night like that in MLB, like to the point where it would be career changing.
Well, can you elaborate a little bit for the people that haven't had a night or experienced that? Can you tell them how your heart was racing?
Oh my God!
Tell them a little bit about the conversation we had. You know how you couldn't even fucking talk. And
yeah.
You said, I don't even know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I was rifling through my medicine cabinet. I was rifling through all the neighbors' medicine cabinets. I might have broken into a couple houses looking for some medication, but I mean, it was an unbelievable feeling, you know, just to see everybody in your lineup. Like, you know, first it was Aramis Ramirez who went yard, and then Utley went yard, and you know, Chris Davis goes yard twice. Salvi Perez goes yard. I mean, it one after the other, and then, you know, I wasn't really paying attention for a little bit, and then I just look at my lineup and I see that I'm in first place, and I was like, oh my God. Now, this is also like a 16,000 person contest, so, you know, imagine my feeling like, oh my God, you know, this could happen to me, and then the feeling kept going and going and going, and then here we are, like, late at night after Corbin gets the W. I'm kind of stuck there in 4th place. And, you know, it all came down to Bryce Harper at the end. And, you know, he wasn't able to, you know, to come through with a big jack like he did on Friday night, which surely would have helped me. There was another guy, M. Sexton, who he also had 3 entries in the tournament. So
not Richard Sexton?
No. I actually have a friend, Danny Sexton. I was about to text him and be like, hey, tell your cousin to lay down a little bit. But, yeah, he had like a point, 1.5 ahead of me. So at the end of the night, when Bryce Harper was my only guy, this guy had Harper too. So, you know, it was kind of predetermined that I wasn't going to get the first place finish. But first place finish, I don't think that he came in first place. But where I was in first place all night, I kind of I did hold the first, second, and third spots. So that would have got me $4,500 for each entry. Ooh. So that would have been a grand payout of $13,500.
Yeah.
$13,500 US dollars.
Sizzler. We can go with Sizzler, baby.
Had that have come down, but I finished the night with 400 cash out, which is by far my highest in my DFS history. So, you know, listen, I don't want to sound like a spoiled bitch, but you know, 13.5 and 400, there's a huge difference. And as I told you guys beforehand, I was thinking about what cruises I was going on, what foreign countries we might go to. And now I'm just gonna buy a lot of toilet paper and paper towels this week.
No, but I mean, come on, man. That's a feat by any means to
no, absolutely.
A $5 roster like that, man. That's good, man. And you know what? And I'm sure if the fans, if you played our lineups, man, and especially the one that Al just zeroed in on, we hope you did well. We hope you played them. It's more enticing for you to come watch. You know what I mean? It definitely speaks validity to the stuff that we're saying.
Yeah, we all had a lot of great information, and I got to give you two guys props because there are a lot of information out there that you had. Like I don't know, I forgot exactly who loved Aramis Ramirez, but him, Wags. I know you love Chris Davis. I had to get in on him. I mean, I was watching Chris Davis pretty closely the last couple days, and I love the swing based off what you were saying. So
yeah, a lot of people might have had Chris Davis, but the real guy was probably Ramirez last night. He was probably the lowest owned.
Yeah. But yeah, hey, as I always say, well, I mean, it's not my saying, but teamwork makes the dream work. So this certainly wasn't a single-handed effort.
I don't know, boss. You put the lineup in there, man, not me.
Hey, listen, I can click the button, That's how we go. But yeah, and the funny thing too is that my I'd only won one contest prior. This was in NBA. I won like 100 people were in the contest, but what sucked is that I was at the Celtics game that night, so I really couldn't even enjoy it. I'm just looking at my phone, and like it's getting closer and closer to me. Like my deficit is.
Enjoy the Celtics game.
Wow, yeah. I mean, thank God, because it was like an early NBA slate, like the games
Right.
on ABC, and
Right.
then Celtics were playing that Sunday night. That was when the Warriors came to town, so I got to see the NBA champs this year live, which is pretty awesome. Watching Steph Curry play live is not like it is watching him play on TV. It is completely different.
Does the camera slow him down at all?
Yeah, I would say so, because I was sitting kind of just to the side of behind one of the baskets, so I basically got the NBA 2K look at it. And, just getting to watch them run up and down the court was absolutely awesome. I sat in the first row of the upper deck, so absolutely great seats that night where I was able to basically watch the whole thing. But, yeah, him with the ball, unbelievable, man. He really is a video game character out there.
It'd be a pleasure to watch, for sure.
Oh, yes. I would like to go see it again. Hopefully, maybe I'll go see the Nets Warriors this year.
Nick, what'd you have going on last night, man?
Oh, I'm disappointed. Not a good night for me, but Al killed it. So we gotta look at the positives
what you
here.
got going on besides DFS? I mean, we're all involved with this DFS arena, the daily fantasy sports arena, but what do you got going on down there in Miami, man? I mean,
yesterday was just ugly weather.
For you, bro.
Yes.
Ugly weather here last night.
Ugly
Raining all
weather.
night. Today looks good though, so gotta take advantage of this after the show for sure.
Yeah, I'm heading over to my aunt's pool in a little bit. I haven't been in the pool yet over there, so I'm definitely going to take a nice little dip. I really haven't gotten any sun this summer except on my arms from when I'm golfing, so I'm looking forward to getting a little face tan going.
Yeah, build that foundation.
Yeah, you might see me looking like Elmo for the draft tonight.
Oh my God.
Oh crap.
Hey, I'm Irish. We burn easily,
Yeah, hey, just another shout out, another reminder, that draft goes out tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Maximum Fantasy Sports. They focus solely on fantasy football. And the league's called Writer's Block. So any DFS writers out there, we still got 3 slots open. Come on in. We got a little bit of a fee. It's a $50 fee, but the payout, first place, $450. Second place, $150, and then third place, you get your money back. I mean, come on, that's not a bad sneeze. The 9 people that miss out, sorry, boss. There's we're not getting the 50-50 leagues here. I mean, this is an expert league, I'd like to think. I mean, we're all pretty good at what we do, so please, if you want to challenge yourself and challenge us, come on into this league. It's Writer's Block. It's coming to draft tonight. We're gonna stream it live so that everybody has has a fan base that they can cross over with and share with and everything. You get some different viewers, you get some different strategies coming in that you see yourself. It's gonna be a good time, man. And plus, it's just 12 dudes talking about fantasy sports, man, for a couple hours. How can you not want to be around that?
Yeah, and you forgot the biggest perk of all: the memories that last a lifetime.
A lifetime. It's people helping people make it.
I promised myself I wouldn't cry. All right, so I'm psyched. My boy Jameis didn't exactly have the debut we were looking for last night, but hey, you know what? It's one preseason game. I'm not gonna fret. the Bucks message boards were blowing up last night. We should have drafted Mariota. I can't deal with that stuff right now. I can't. I can't even. I've always said this though. Tampa Bay's fan base is kind of weird because, Tampa basically they have like a commuter state. Basically everybody in Tampa is from New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. So I fit in well down there when I lived there. So.
Right.
What are you gonna do? All right.
Well, how'd you like your boy Jameis last night?
Very, very slow start, but he got it picked up there at the end. 9-19, I believe it was 125 that he threw for. He had that rushing touchdown, which was awesome. That's something I don't think we've ever had in Bucks history. So.
No! You guys had that. Man, I can't remember his name, but back when Warwick Dunn was in the backfield, man. Homeboy.
Yeah. Sean King.
I can't remember his damn name.
Yeah, Sean King. That is he. But yeah, listen. I'm a little more excited for Jameis Winston than I am Sean King. Let me tell you that.
Right on.
Sean King gained like 150 pounds after he left the NFL.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I think he's an analyst on, I believe, NFL Network. I don't know. Maybe he's one of the Bucks guys now too. So, anywho. All right, baseball, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right. As we led off with yesterday, probably the biggest matchup in all of Major League Baseball. New York Yankees at the Toronto Blue Jays. Jays minus 125 favorites. The rookie, Luis Severino, is making his third MLB start. He'll be going up against Drew Hutchison, who's got a great record at home for the Blue Jays. The total is at 9 today, so definitely going to see some runs at the old Sky Dome. Any bats that we're looking at here off the bat, Wags?
Yeah, I like Ellsbury. He's at a low price tonight. He's at today he's at 2,900. That's a decent price for him. Against Hutchinson, he's got a 357 average, and if he gets on base, he's definitely a threat to steal. Get that extra 2 points. The other guy on the other side of the plate is Donaldson. He's in the 2 position. He's sandwiched by and protected by Tulowitzki and Batista. Yesterday, he's hitting a home run today. I mean, he's got 6 in the month of August here. There's the doorbell again, God. So
I guess he likes Donaldson today.
Yeah. Now let me ask you, how much money and what type of body parts are we giving up for Donaldson today?
Donaldson is high. He's not as high as he normally is. I believe he's at 49. Let's get a check on this.
Sorry.
54,000. 5,400.
5,400. Ooh.
That's an arm and a leg there.
That is an arm and a leg.
All right. Yeah, I guess when I look at this,
he's the highest guy on the market today. He's the highest third baseman on the market today. He's at 54. He's got in the month of August, he's batting 269, slugging 654, and his OPS is it's high enough there for you at 1,025. 6 home runs on the month. If he's not hitting one today, he's hitting one tomorrow. Well, he didn't hit one last night or yesterday, so he's due today for sure. I hate to play the due factor, but with this guy, it's like, when's he not going off?
Yeah. And, don't sleep on this guy Severino for the Yankees. This is definitely, one of their highest-rated pitcher coming out of the minor leagues. The guy's got great stuff, but, against this Jays lineup, anything could happen. Listen, the Jays, they had this 11-game win streak coming in, lose 2. I don't know what's going on with these two teams where they can't play in each other's home park against each other. But, odds would have you believe that the Jays would win today. But Severino is a very good pitcher, so
Yeah, his last time out, he went 6 innings. He looked good. It's just with this team, it's which bats aren't gonna go off, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, they all have talent. Every bat's got some pop, and God, it's gonna be a nice show to watch. For sure.
Nikki, what bat you got in this one?
I got Carlos Beltran. He's been hot lately. his last 2 games, he scored at least 8 DFS points on FanDuel.
Damn.
So he's coming in hot. Drew Hutchinson, not the best pitcher out there. I can see Beltran having.
That speaks to the testament of the bats in the lineup for the Blue Jays.
Exactly. And another guy I was looking at is Brian McCann. He has 3 home runs off Hutchinson, so that's a nice little stat there if you're looking for the long ball.
Indeed. I like Brett Gardner today. Batting in the 2-hole there. Gardner's got some pretty good numbers against Hutchinson. 5 of 20, 5 extra base hits, 3 homers. Has struck out 6 times, but Gardner's a guy that necessarily hasn't been getting it going of late. Definitely want to see him get the same numbers that he had earlier in the season. I guess his last big game was on Thursday. He went 3 for 4 against Cleveland, had the double, 3 RBIs, had a run and a walk, good for 8.75 FanDuel points. I think he's going to get a nice little pop going today. I don't know how you leave Beltran out of your lineup. He's on last week Andrew McCutchen mode right now, so definitely stick him in the building. Justin Smoke, not at a bad price either from Toronto. You definitely want to get the lefty bats against Severino. Smoke, pretty good option there at 2,900. And
in the 5-hole, huh?
And he's in the 5-hole right behind Encarnacion. So he's sandwiched in between Encarnacion and Russell Martin. So I love that spot. And Smoke has been swinging the bat very well late too. So I think that's a very viable option right there at first base.
I agree, man. I tend to agree. Smoke's good value. He's a good value down there.
Indeed. All
I
right.
love him in the 5-hole.
Yes,
Sure.
That is a good one. All right, the other New York team in action today as well. This will be on your TBS broadcast for the whole nation to see. We got the Pirates at the Mets. Pirates looking for the sweep in this one. They've been playing some pretty good ball at Citi Field this weekend. The lefty Jeff Locke going up against Matt Harvey. Mets are a 160 favorite in this one, and the line is set at 7. Harvey's kind of got his game. Stella got a groove back. After a couple struggling starts, Harvey is back in order. He picked up wins in his last 2. Well, he's got wins in 3 of his last 4. I guess he kind of came back to fruition in that start back on July 11th against Arizona. 2 weeks later, against the Dodgers is when he didn't have the strikeouts, but he dominated pretty well. And then his last 2 at Miami and at home against Colorado. Not the best hitting teams in the world. Sorry, Nick. But I don't think the Mets are going to go down easily. They're involved in this race. I think they see the blood in the water right now at Washington. I don't think that they let the sweep happen today. So interested what you guys' thoughts are on Harvey and if you got any bats in the lineup for either team today.
Nick, do you want to go first?
I'll take it away then.
Right,
Harvey is
residential Miami Marlin guy. I figured you know the NL East pretty well.
Yes, the Mets. They have been on fire. Not this serious, but ever since they got Cespedes, they've just been rolling offensively. It's amazing what one guy in the lineup can do for you. And a bat I'm looking at today is actually Juan Lagares.
Okay.
Coming in at 2,400. Nice outfield option if you're going with one of the big pitchers here today. In his last 7 games, he has a .412 batting average.
Whoa.
He's been swinging the hot bat. He's hitting leadoff today. I just checked right now.
Nice.
So he can be a nice plug in there at outfield. What do you guys think?
I love that pick. Lagares is a guy that, I actually wanted to play him the other night. He was batting leadoff, and I believe he was at minimum price. And I said to myself, come on, this is Juan Lagares. Why, am I really going to put him in DFS? And he basically slapped me across the face, and he said, boom, here's 8 FanDuel points. This is against Colorado the other day. He actually had a very nice series against Colorado. Positive points in all 3 matchups. But yeah, I think especially against the lefty, I like having leadoff hitters in my lineup because obviously you get more at bats. But having a righty-lefty matchup here today at 2,400, that's a great pick, Nick.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you guys there. That's definitely a good price. It's a value pick. It's funny what you mentioned about Matt Harvey. Everybody, including myself, I thought his arm was dead, especially after the surgery. I was just like, man, this guy's already had his recovery surgery, and he's still got a dead arm now. I was listening to, I'm not going to drop any names, but ESPN, you know,
Mothership.
every the guy that used to be on ESPN but is not there anymore. One of our favorite guys, you know.
Colin Coward. I'll drop the name. I love Colin.
I was listening to Colin, but I didn't want to name drop. But anyhow, yeah, he was on the same boat with I was on this. Matt Harvey is one of the best pitchers that has come back to form. I'm totally eating my words. He looks good today, although he's got to deal with a hot Pirate squad. But the guy I like tonight is today is Cespedes. He's going to cost you some change though at 3,800. But he's just been off the charts the last 5 games. I think he's multi-hits in 4. Let me check. Multi-hits in the past, 2 of the last 5 games. He's going to get you anywhere between 3 to maybe 6 today. He's got the lefty versus righty matchup. Locke hasn't seen him that much in his career, so that speaks well for Locke. But you give Cespedes a couple of times looking at Locke, and Cespedes will prevail.
Yeah, Cespedes actually has the 7th most hits in the league, or 9th most hits in the league in the last 7 games. Got 10. Now, little bit of warning here on Cespedes. He has struck out 10 times in these last 32 at-bats. But, give me 1 sec. I hate this freaking music coming on here. I'm trying to pull some stuff up, and I got the Old Spice commercials blowing up on me here. But, yeah, I mean...
Spice, take a look what you've done. You've gone and done a thing that's the man of my son. Old Spice!
Yeah! Something along those lines. But no, I mean, yeah, again, with Cespedes and the 10 strikeouts, the production is still there. I guess, these guys are going to make out anyway. I don't know, if it matters how they make out. But yeah, I think Cespedes is a good option, but I think we got some other ones out there today. So,
he's my option.
Okay. Hey, listen, this is a democracy,
It's like you say, baby, it's America. We're allowed to,
yeah.
We're allowed to, not agree on stuff.
Teamwork make the dream work. All right. Enough about New York baseball. Let's take it to Wag's old home stomping grounds. The Oakland A's are at the Baltimore Orioles. O's going for the sweep today. They are a 165 favorite against these lowly Oakland boys. Kendall Graveman goes for the Oakland squad, while Wei-Yin Chen goes for the O's. Line set at 8.5 on this one. Wags, our resident Baltimore advisor. Who are we going with today?
I'm going with Baltimore, not because I'm a biased favorite, obviously, or not because it's a biased opinion. The line, like you said, I think it actually went up to 170. It's the over/under is 8.5. You got a 5-mile-an-hour wind blowing out. That's a little bit of a gust. You got Kendall Graveman coming in, a right-hander. His ERA is almost up to 4. He's at 3.89 right now. He's got to face a hot Orioles hitting team that just have been resilient here of late. They really know that they have to win in order to keep up with this Yankee-Toronto push. So you look for them to feel the pressure, to swing the stick. You got Davis. He's very pricey today. He was 49 yesterday. Well, guess what? It's up on him even more today. It's 51. So, but he got you 2 home runs last night. I'm not saying he's going to repeat the same thing. Graveman does like to drop the ball a little bit below the belt, and that's Davis's sweet spot. So look for another couple of balls to be on Utah Street. Not calling it, just saying it's definitely possible. We called it yesterday and it went off. But in Davis's last 7 days, he's 417, 6 home runs, 9 RBIs. He's only faced Graveman twice, but he's 500 with OPS of 1.167. So you got to take Davis there if you have the money to get him in your lineup. There's also another bat out there, Al, for minimum wage, and that's on the Oakland Raiders, getting into football mode. That's on the Oakland A's, man. It's Billy Butler. He is lifetime off of Chen, batting 450, slugging 1,000 with an OPS of 1.50. Another guy for the A's is Billy Burns. He's been tearing up. For some reason, the A's, or not just the A's, everybody loves to hit in Camden Yards, and it's just a shame because the Orioles are on the short end of the stick with that. But Billy Burns, he's going to cost you 2,700 today. He's batting in his last 7 days, 360 with 2 triples. That's something that's really good to have in Camden Yards. I'd take that in my outfield as well.
Real quick with the Billy Butler thing, he's also at minimum price today, so again, if you're going for one of the top pitchers, that is the perfect play right there at first base. A lot better than Smoke.
Definitely. I agree with you.
Nick,
Billy
what do you
Butler.
think? You got anything on this game?
I had Billy Butler. I love his price. He has a great history against Chen, like you said. I'm not going to get into those numbers. You took it away there. But Butler looks like a must start if you're getting a guy like Sale. You can get a nice outfield or something. Butler's a nice play there. I like him a lot.
Are you saying you're going with Sale today?
No, I'm not.
Oh, I mean, I'll get there in due time when we do, but yes, we'll see.
We'll save it for later.
Indeed. All right. That's it for that game, I guess. There are a couple other Manny Machado, one of the hottest players in the league over the last week. Still like him a lot, but I don't know if we'll be able to afford him today. I'm definitely going high-end pitcher today. There's no doubt about that. I don't know if there's another Patrick Corbin lurking around in the weeds for today. There's way too many good pitching options.
It could be Chen. Chen's got decent numbers.
He does, but
Chen's last time. Chen's facing. He's a lefty pitcher. He's got basically the only ones that are hitting in that lineup are lefties, except for Butler. If he can dance around Butler, maybe get around, avoid the switch hitting Burns, he's got a chance. Mainly the heavy hitters in the A's lineup are left-handed hitters, especially Reddick. He loves to go off at Opusy, which is Oriole Park at Camden Yards. He's on value. I think he's he's 7,000. He'll cost you Chen will cost you 8,000 today. But yeah, last time out he went 7-1. Buck took the ball from him after 7. 5 Ks, and he got you the win, which totaled up to 15.33 points to FanDuel.
Oh, bam! For
Interesting tournament play right there, Wags.
It could be. I'm not saying he's mine, but it could be.
All right.
You got to come to the website to get the picture.
Sit down at the Wagner Wire, where we have wonderful spirits and good vibes.
Come to the shop.
All right, we're moving it along. We're moving it a little north up the coast into the New England territory. Boo. Now, here we got Seattle at Boston. Boston been crushing the ball against Seattle this weekend. Vegas odds makers, they think that will continue today with both teams. 2 southpaws going against each other. Vidal Nuno for the Mariners, Henry Owens for the Red Sox. I like Henry Owens a little bit. I like the kid's stuff. He's had a couple starts here. But Boston's the 137 favorite today. As I mentioned, the line of 9. So I know there's going to be a couple bats that are liked in this one. Wags, our AL East advisor, who are we targeting today at Fenway?
Well, no pitchers, for one, because they're just getting their feelings hurt up there in Boston.
Yeah.
It's just not even a fun time. I think we had a football game last night, 22-10.
Yeah, we had the Patriots-Seahawks rematch.
Outrageous. But no, all right. Nelson Cruz in Fenway. I got to see this a lot last year as an Orioles fan. He's a great play. He's a great play today. You're going to pay for him. He's 4,900. There's a way to get him in there in a decent pitcher if you're thinking about it. But in the month of August, Nelly's numbers are just outrageous. The boomstick is back. He's batting .413, 8 home runs with 10 RBIs this month. Another guy on the other side for the Red Sox I like today is Bogarts. He's not your optimal play at shortstop. He's going to cost you 3,300. There's a we always love Escobar. He's just such a good play for Kansas City. But Bogart's in Fenway against Nuno, who's got 0-2, 2.62 ERA. But like you said, the over/under is 9 on this, Al. Bogarts could definitely go off here, depending on where he hits in the lineup. But in the month of August, Bogarts, he's only hitting 333 on average. He's not really slugging that well, but he's reached base safely of 8 of the last 10 games. So he's something that you want to maybe consider in your lineup.
Yeah, and what's amazing, like even with this over/under line at 9, I mean, Vidal Nuno has some pretty good numbers this year. It's not like he's getting smacked around the park.
Right,
Same thing with Owens. But yeah, I mean, I think if I were a betting man, I would probably go under in this one just because the Red Sox basically they scored. I guess it was 32 runs the last 2 days maybe. I forgot what they put up on Friday, but it was double digits. So yeah, I mean,
it was somewhere around 35. It was like it was. I don't have the numbers straight up, but it was definitely over 30.
Yeah, so it's upwards of 30 runs the last 2 games. Conventional wisdom would have you think
it's 37. I think it was 15. I think they had 15 the other night. I think they got 37 in the past 2 games. It's just outrageous.
So conventional wisdom says their arms are tired from swinging the bat a lot. I do think that Nelson Cruz will absolutely be in every single one of my lineups today. Against left-handed pitching in 2015, he's got a 484 WOBA, a 450 on-base percentage, and a 340 ISO number against lefties. That ISO number is unbelievable. That's like Bryce Harper territory right there.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you did mention a couple of the plays there. This other guy, Rusney Castillo of Boston, he's got some great numbers against left-handed pitching this year. 415 WOBA, 412 on base percentage, and I got to take a look at his price right now because I don't think it's going to absolutely kill you. $3,000. He's out there in the outfield, a little bit of a cheap play, but he's had some pretty good numbers this week. Don't know if that's the guy you want to go with if you're going top end pitcher, but certainly an option. Yeah, Nick, what you got here?
I had Xander Bogaerts and Nelson Cruz like the rest of you guys.
Right.
But one other guy I love is our boy Franklin Gutierrez.
What's his price tag today? What's Duke's price tag?
2,800.
That's not bad. That's not bad. I have. Why do you like him?
That's our boy. First of all, 327 average versus left-handed pitching. This guy's an animal. He's gonna get it done today for us. Get him in your lineups.
I like it. I love the confidence. I'm glad that I do have a shortstop that I like today that isn't Alcides Escobar, but we'll get there. He's not in this game anyway.
I like one more guy in this game, Al.
Sure.
Just
take it away.
Of his price, it's Trumbo. He's in Fenway. He's got that left arm coming at him. He's swinging that right-handed bat. Last couple games out, I mean, he's got 3.5, 8, 3.5. Then he had an off night. Then he went to 8.25. Then he's got a couple of consistent 5.5, 2.5, 3.5. So it looks like his bat might be getting back. His confidence is definitely getting back. He's in the 7-hole today, which it's not a favorite of mine, but still, he could potentially get some doubles hitting it off of that big wall or the Green Monster in Fenway Park. If not over it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think conventional wisdom would tell you that, hey, if it's an over/under of 9, the Red Sox have scored over 30 runs combined in the last 2 days. Maybe it's Seattle's turn in this series, So I don't think Seattle's a bad stack at all. Although Owens, one of the top pitchers there in the Red Sox system. So I don't know. I love. I really like Seattle's right-handed bats against left-handed pitching, no matter who's on the hill. So I think Seattle could be a very nice stack for a tournament play today if you're going with multiple lineups. All right, let's get out of East Coast baseball. Let's actually no, we got one more. Sorry, Arizona at Atlanta. Ruby De La Rosa for the D-backs against Shelby Miller for the Braves. Line set at 7 here. For me, I don't see either of these guys as a pitching option. Shelby Miller usually would be all right on a lesser talented slate of pitchers, but I'm avoiding both pitchers regardless of the 7 line. But there are a couple D-backs bats. I want to hear what you guys have to say first, though.
I agree with you. We'd normally take Shelby Miller here. Shelby Miller's always a decent steal, a decent play, but he just doesn't have the lack of, or he has a lack of offense right now. Yep. The Braves lineup is normally they were hot coming off the beginning of the season, but now they're just starting to cool off. You still got some studs in that lineup with Piers and Markakis and Maben. Maben's spotty, but he's really not he's not going to get the run support that he needs to win this game. And Ruby De La Rosa, he could get knocked around a little bit here. Not too worried about that, but I'd stay away. If anything, I'm going to go with AJ Polak or Goldie here.
Yeah.
How about your boy Peralta?
Oh my God, swinging one of the hottest sticks in the league right now. Tied for first, most hits over the last 7 days. Went yard last night. Also has 2 homers and 11 RBIs in the last 6 games. 13 of 21 in the last 6 games. That's good enough for a 619 average. Added 2 walks in there. He's slugging at 1,000 even. OPS is at 1.625. Chihuahua. Gotta love that. I believe he's gonna run you $4,000 today. Let me get a check on that. 3,900. So yeah, I mean he's gonna cost you something, but I think definitely worth it to get him in your lineup. The last 2 times I've used him, he's gotten me 8.75 or higher. So yeah, definitely somebody you want to target today. Gonna be hot down there in Georgia in the August heat, so let that ball fly if he gets hold of it. Anything, Nick, for this?
Oh, I'm looking at Nick Markakis, Wag's boy here.
Yep.
Lefty-righty matchup.
He love that man.
Yeah,
he's hitting 314.
Yeah.
What?
He's Mr.
He's hitting
Consistent. That's what we call him, his nickname up in Baltimore. He's a great player.
Mr. Consistency. That is right. This guy's an animal.
Mr. Markakis, that's all.
Well, this guy's been hitting 314 his last 30 games. Mr. Consistency, like Wags likes to call him. He's a nice play. 2,900 he's going to run you. I like him a lot today. And another guy, Cameron Maben. He's got a 425 on base percentage his last 7 games. And he hits righties better than lefties. He's like Sano.
What?
Got that weirdness going on.
Got that weirdness.
I wish we had an X-Files button for their music, but we can talk to the developers. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, I got no issue with any of those guys, but I'm probably leaving bats off of that game today. Peralta, obviously somebody that you should have, but I don't know. I just thinking with the 7 over/under line, maybe other guys on Arizona don't get on his base as much, so definitely want to have some RBI opportunities today with the high slate of pitcher, which is where we're going next. We're going to the Windy City, the battle of the Windy City. Terrible transition. Cubs got Dan Herron going today. White Sox, Chris Sale. I believe Sale is the top pitcher on the board. White Sox are only a 155 favorite, which kind of makes me a little nervous, but all the stat indicators are there for Sale today. The Cubs strike out. They're ranked 25th in the league in opposition K right there. So Sale is a big strikeout pitcher. He's got a 31% K ratio on his beautiful left hand over there. With the Cubs striking out that much, I think that's a great matchup. He will cost you a pretty penny today at 11-2. I think it's well worth it. I think he's going to get the win. Especially, I think the White Sox are going to hit very well off of Dan Herron. So let's bring it on to Nick. Hit us up with some bats that we're using today here.
Some bats I like here. I'm going against Dan Herron, like you said. He gives up the long ball a lot. One guy I'm looking at is Jose Abreu. This guy has been on a tear his last 30 games. 374 on-base percentage. You know, he's got that pop in his bat as well. Another guy is Melky Cabrera.
Melky!
He's got that righty-lefty matchup. I like him a lot. And Chris Sale, he's an interesting pick today.
Yeah.
The Cubs strike out a lot, but the Cubs have been on fire, winning 9 straight games. So that's the thing that worries me about Sale. But he's a good option.
If there's anybody who can put the brakes on it, it's Sale, okay? He's like you said, Al. He's going to cost you 11,200. But the guy's got a sick matchup today with an aggressive Cubs hitting team. Chris Sale's strikeouts, they're up there. They're very high. He's one of the highest K guys in the league. I look for a big thing, maybe a 20-point game out of Chris Sale if he can get the run support. But it sounds like Nick's right on top of it with Abreu there. Big bat in this game today. Another bat, which is just you wouldn't really think of it, is Rizzo. If Sale can get around Rizzo, Sale looks to have a decent day. The numbers that he's had against Rizzo, Rizzo's 2 for 3 against this guy. No home runs off of him let me check. Yeah, 0 home runs off of Sale, but Rizzo is still the threat in the lineup today. If he can get around Rizzo, then he's looking to have a good game, maybe 20 points.
Yeah, it's not like, the White Sox coming out of the All-Star break. I mean, they were some of the hottest bats in the league. Been cooled off a little of late, but I really do like the top of the lineup, the top 3 for the White Sox today. I think that's a great stack going against Dan Herron. If you want to go Eaton, Abreu, Melky, I don't see how you could go wrong with that. I think all those guys probably get over 5 points today. They do cost you a little bit of money, but, hey, to make money, you got to spend money, baby.
Scare money don't make money.
Although you could
that Cubs lineup, just to assure you guys on the Sale pick, the Cubs are batting as an average 207 off of Sale, slugging 241. That's very poor numbers, and their OPS is .544. Sale's the pick.
Yeah, I believe so. And listen, I know we were talking about the Cubs having this 9-game winning streak. Listen, streaks are meant to be broken, baby. And there's a lot of heart, a lot of passion that goes into these inter-city rivalries. I mean, I don't know much about the White Sox Cubs, but I know how the Mets Yankees go very well with all my boneheaded friends out here. So I could imagine it's just as hot out there in Chicago. So the White Sox definitely want to end this streak for the Cubs today, and I believe that Sale's the guy to do it.
I agree.
All right. Going a little west. I know my geography well, but Chicago in relation to Milwaukee, I'm sure I'll get a tweet about it.
It's a little north.
Yeah. All right. Aaron Harang for the Phillies going on today in Milwaukee, who are a -180 favorite. Tyler Jungmann's on the hill for the Brew Crew. There is a Philly bat that I love here, and I do want to see how we're feeling from both of you guys first.
Well,
take it away, Wags.
Yeah, I like one bat today in my lineup for this game, and it's Segura. Did I pronounce that right?
Segura, yep.
Segura. It's Segura. His last couple of games out, he's 4.25, 2.25, 5.25. The guy's been consistent of late. He's up in Miller Park. It's a Brew Crew, man. When this lineup's hot, they go off. The over/under is 8.5 on this game. We don't have the lineup out yet for him, but if Segura's up in the front of that roster, he's normally getting around and scoring some runs.
I just saw the lineup for the Brewers. Segura's batting 7th today.
Batting 7th. Well, I mean, so he comes down a little bit in your value. I mean, he's still he's only going to cost you minimum wage at 22, so it's definitely a decent pick, especially if you got a high caliber pitcher in your roster.
Indeed. Yeah, I guess for me, the bat that I want to use is on the Phillies side, and that is Chase Utley. Now the Phillies lineup hasn't come out yet, and there is a pretty.
Chase Utley's out today.
He's out.
Shut you.
Damn it! All right, so forget about that. Nobody on the Phillies.
Sorry about that, Al.
Yeah, we got lineups now.
Yeah, I don't know why the hell they keep him out. I mean, I just want to put up Chase Utley here for a minute.
Well, can I say something real quick to answer your question?
Go for it.
I think they're leaving him out. Potential trade.
Potential trade. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying the guy's had multi-hit games in his last 3.
His value's up, Al. Now his value is up.
Yeah, I know. Been having an absolute feast at Miller Park this weekend. So, yeah, I know. I mean, listen, I know that the possibility of him being traded is on the horizon. It's probably going to pop off any day now. But, I mean, God, man, we've been getting some great value in our trades this year. So I can only imagine what Chase Utley's going to rope in.
Definitely. One guy I'm looking at here. Adam Lynn. Have you guys checked his numbers lately?
I have not.
Against Aaron Harang. 4 freaks off him with 3 homers.
Ow!
That's nice.
Hitting cleanup today.
Especially in Miller Park.
Miller Park hitting cleanup. Ryan Braun disappointed me yesterday, 0 for 4, but
yeah, he disappointed
I'm hoping Adam Lynn goes yard. I'm calling it here today.
Yeah, he's got some pretty nice numbers against righties in general. 387 WOBA, 380 OBP, ISO 232. I mean, yeah, it's a great play against Harang, who, when Harang first started the season with the Phillies, I'm like, all right, we got something here. And I think that was just the cold weather on the hitter's hands. And, lately this guy's just been getting bombed like it's the home run derby every time he pitches. So, Brew Crew stack, full effect today.
Yes. Brew Crew stack does look good. A lot of cheap options there. Lucroy minimum wage, Segura minimum wage. I think Scooter also minimum wage.
Scooter Jeanette had a great game great game for you on FanDuel, getting you 7 points last night. Awesome.
Yeah, Adam Lynn's not even that expensive there at 3,400. I just saw that. So.
Well, it's a lot more than 2,200.
Indeed it is. But if you're not a Billy Butler fan, like I'm sure most people are, he just has a face that looks like you want to punch it.
Which one, Billy or Al?
Billy.
No one talks to Billy that way.
I do, all right? Because he's not here, and I can say these kind of things. And he's not a football player like J.J. Waters, Davion Clowney. So, baseball players are probably the worst fighters in all of professional sports. It's either baseball players or basketball players, the worst fighters of all time. I'm just saying, if a hockey guy like myself went up against a baseball player, I like my odds.
I like my odds in any fight. I'm just saying.
I mean, I haven't lifted a weight.
I don't enter a fight thinking I'm going to get my ass kicked. That's for sure.
Yeah, I haven't lifted a weight or done a push-up in like 7 years, but I still like my odds in that situation.
Is it because you were molded from the god Zeus himself?
Basically, I mean, those are the origins of what I'm talking about. But
you're a demigod.
Yeah. Did you back when I did this little fitness type deal about 7-8 years ago? It was 113 sit-ups and 92 push-ups in 2 minutes. Like, not all of those in 2 minutes, but in 2 minutes I did 113 sit-ups and I did 92 push-ups in 2 minutes. That's how good a shape I was in it once in my life. Now, forget about it.
That's more than we want to know.
Now I just swing a golf club whenever I feel like it. So that's my workout routine. So not only do you get DFS baseball here, you get fitness advice from.
Yeah, that's right. I should bring my wife in.
Oh, she's one of those people.
We eat kashi.
Does she like watch your carbohydrate intake during the week or?
No. I've been hiding it.
All right, that's good because I don't want to have to come down to the ATX and eat like kale salads all week, No,
man. We come down here. We eat like kings down here.
All right. Well, hey, yes, I like eating like a king.
Come on down, man. No, don't threaten me with a good time, dude. Do not threaten me with a good time.
I would never. All right, another good pitching matchup here today. Carlos Carrasco for the Cleveland Indians. They are 140 favorites at Target Field today against the Twins. Twins throwing Tommy Milone out there. A couple right-handed bats could be viable for the Indians. What do we got here, fellas?
Ryan Rayburn's going to cost minimum wage or around 24, I believe. He's a good pick here. He's always got a good hot bat, or not a hot bat, but whenever this guy goes off, it's always a bomb, man. He's protected here between Santana and Ursula, who I believe
the evil witch from The Little Mermaid.
Ursula.
When did she come to the majors? Did she get called up last week?
Ursula. Am I pronouncing that right?
Ursula. Yeah.
Yeah, Ursula. But he's protected by Ursula and Santana, and I believe Ursula is might be a pick for Nicky down there in Miami today.
Uh-oh.
Hey, how'd you know?
I
gotta check this.
I'm starting to get a vibe for who you like for value plays at third base, and with the wind blowing 10 mile an hour up in Minnesota, I figured why not have him in your lineup if you were looking for a high value pitcher.
Yeah, Nick, you might have a creep cam in your house. You just may.
Yeah, I gotta check my computer. I told you guys I'm getting it checked tomorrow. You guys keep stealing my thunder, but Francisco Lindor's my guy.
Yes, he is.
I say this every day, but he just keeps performing. Never upsets me. He has a .552 on-base percentage his last 7 games.
Yeah, don't fix it if it ain't broke, man.
Uh-uh.
Exactly. I always say this, and I never pick him up in my lineups. I am.
All right.
He's in my lineup.
Another guy I like in this game is Brian Dozier in the 2-hole. Hitting behind Hicks and sandwiched with Maurer and Hicks. His numbers last night were supposedly god-awful. He was on the cold list for RotoWire, and he still went off. So it doesn't matter what this guy's numbers are, he can hit. And with a 10 mile an hour wind blowing out in that stadium, Dozier's a decent second baseman to have in your lineup.
Yeah, I guess from this game, I'm not too thrilled with any of the bats. Maybe Rayburn. He's got pretty good numbers against left-handed pitching this year. That's really the only time that the Indians trot him out on the field is when a lefty's starting.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Whenever he's in the lineup, he's in there for a reason.
Indeed. Yeah, I mean, he might be the guy that I throw out there if I do with any. But I don't know. I think Carrasco's going to have a pretty good start against the Twins today. Carrasco's striking out guys at about a 27% clip this year. The Twins are 23rd worst in the league in strikeouts, so that's a great matchup to look at. I think Carrasco is a great play on the hill today. I know I said this yesterday. I'm gonna have multiple lineups and multiple pitchers, but if I do go off of Sale, it's probably gonna be Carrasco or another guy, which we'll get to here in a minute. But yeah, the only bat I think I would play here today would be Rayburn.
Right on.
Right on. All right, Nick. Anything else before we can move on?
Carlos Carrasco. I love him too. 1.04 ERA his last 3 starts. This guy has a great matchup with the Twins. If you can afford him, if you want a heavy price pitcher, go for it. I think he's going to have another nice start.
Bacardi Cola, do it. Show enough. All right, we're moving on. Let us go to, where the hell are we going? We're going down near Wags in Houston. The Tigers are down there today. Astros 190 favorites. Matt Boyd going up against Mike Fias. I like a lot of runs in this one today. Wag, I guess the first guy I got to mention would be Wag's boyfriend, Carlos Correa. He will cost you a lot of ducats there short. I'm probably, I'm going to go the way of my cheap friend out there in Kansas City. But Correa, I believe Boyd is a lefty, correct?
What's that?
Yeah, Boyd's a lefty. Yeah.
Boyd is a lefty.
Yeah, I thought I had that in my notes. So Correa going up against him. I think that's going to be an absolute disaster for Boyd. Correa's almost at 400 in WOBA this year. ISO's at 286 against lefties. Boyd has over a 7 ERA, so I think this has the makings of a dream matchup today. You guys got any other bats in this one?
I like Jose Altuve.
Okay.
Altuve up there in the one hole leading off, especially against Boyd with a 7-11 with a 7.11 ERA. I like Altuve. If he gets on base, he's going to be just scorching the base paths. I don't see Avila, catching it. Avila's got a decent arm, but I don't see Avila.
He's old as hell.
Yeah.
Fucking blow his back out trying to throw the ball down and back to the pitcher.
And Correa, like you mentioned before, Correa, he's a great pick today. He's going to hit the ball out.
I want to call it. I want to call it too.
By Correa.
Call dongs. Let's call it.
Hey, you just
Correa Dong Day. Correa Dong Day.
Correa Dong Day. Love it. That's right. Anybody else here?
There's God.
Who's there?
The DFS gods just agreed with Wags.
Oh.
Carlos Correa is going yard today.
Love it.
I love Correa. I love Altuve. I love them both. If I can afford them, they would be in my lineup. Another guy I was looking at is Jed Lowry, but he's not even in the lineup, so I'm not going to bother talking about him. But Correa and Altuve are the guys today.
Hey, I don't know. A huge name that has kind of fallen off the face of the earth, Evan Gattis. Haven't really heard much about him, but I mean, with a weak left-handed pitcher and he's batting cleanup, Gattis's price today is at $2,900. I'm willing to roll the dice.
That's not bad. That's a great price for Gattis. He's been getting it done on the base paths, though.
Yeah. The last time I had him, he had a triple. I had to rub my eyes a bunch of times, and I was like,
he's got some wheels, man. So, Gattis is definitely a threat. He's sandwiched between Correa and Gomez and Cargam. Carlos Gomez he's on a tear now down there in Houston. He's got some great veteran presence in that lineup. Pitchers like Boyd should definitely be afraid of this Houston lineup. And a guy like Gattis at 29 is an awesome price, sandwiched in there between Gomez and Correa.
Yeah, I mean, hell,
Dong Day? Are we calling Gattis Dong?
No, I can't do that. He sucks. I can't do that. But I'm willing to take a chance. I just listening to DFS podcasts and reading articles and everything. I haven't heard Evan Gattis' name mentioned since June. So hopefully he's still alive down there in Houston. I know as we mentioned he's batting cleanup. But listen, this is a guy who's got 17 homers, 60 RBIs, and he's just under $3,000. Sign me up, man. Catchers are such a crapshoot anyway. I'd rather take this great matchup and run with it.
I'm sold, Al. I'm going to see if I can get him into my lineup.
I got it. I already clicked the button, baby. He's in. What's up? All right. Anybody from the Tigers side? I mean, Miguel Cabrera's back in the mix. He still costs an arm, a leg, and your kidney. They're at $5,000. I mean, Ian Kinsler's been stroking a hot stick. I know Victor Martinez, he had the game-winning RBI last night there in extra innings, I believe, right?
I like Nick Martinez. He's going up against Fires with a 4.03 ERA. Even though it's a righty-righty matchup, Martinez, he's poised to hit. I mean, especially right there after Victor Martinez batting in the 6-hole. I like Martinez to I like JD to or I think he's in a 5. Yeah, he's in a 5. JD batting 5th today. I like Martinez to have a solid game against Fires. Houston's a good park to hit in. It's a lot smaller than Detroit. Look for a big game out of Martinez.
All right. Yes. Nick, anything before we move it on to your boys?
No, let's go to my boys.
All right. We got 6 games left to go to with about 40 minutes, so let's little pep in the step, gents. St. Louis -220 favorite. Carlos Martinez will welcome in David Phelps today for the Marlins. We talked a little bit about this before the show. Nick, I know this is your boy today, so take it away.
Carlos Martinez, Baby Pedro, is the guy to have on the mound today on FanDuel. He better not disappoint me, but this is my man right here. He pitches just like Baby Pedro. I mean, just like Pedro Martinez. Sorry about that. Lost his control his last few games, but picked it up last game. And with the Marlins struggling offensively, I think Martinez is going to have another great day. And the bat here I'm looking at is Matt Carpenter.
Yeah.
This guy has just been on a tear. He was on a slump for a while, but finally picked it up. He's hitting in the 300s his last 30 games. This guy is an animal. And David Phelps gives up a lot of hits. Going to give up some runs. The Cardinal stack doesn't look bad here, boys.
No, I can't disagree with you at all. Matt Carpenter's price has actually risen up to $4,000. There is another third baseman on my horizon today, a little cheaper. We'll get into that later. But yeah, I mean, Matt Carpenter, I mean, every time you put this guy in your lineup, you just like clap your hands. I don't know if you do cartwheels, whatever the hell you do, but yeah, he's a tremendous play. Every day you put him out there. Actually, had a little bit of a hit streak broken last night, so hopefully his head's in it. I do want to go Carpenter today, especially against Phelps, but we will see. We will see about this one. But yeah, I mean, hell, if you can fit him in there, absolutely. You have no argument for me whatsoever.
All right, well, I
think,
agree. I like Carpenter. He's got great numbers this game. I also like Colton Wong. On the season, Colton Wong's 265 with 11 home runs, 48 RBIs, with that OBP at 327. He's got a decent matchup today. He's going to be flying around the bases, I think. He can always get you those 2 points on the bases when he gets on. But also look for Wong to be able to hit to the gaps too, man. He's just a threat.
Indeed. Yep. Yeah, I know Colton Wong is a guy. He's got some great pop in his bat for a little guy. I know every time I use him, he has that warning track power that you can never get it over the wall, but he'll give me that, and then I'm just greatly disappointed. So.
Well, his price today is at $2,800 on FanDuel, so it might be a value option there for you if you can use anything going there. Do
we have a Cardinals lineup yet?
I believe we do.
Wanted to see this.
Look that up for you.
Ain't nothing like live research, people. Yes. So Wong
is batting sixth, behind or sandwiched with Molina and Reynolds.
Actually, Jason Hayward there in the number 3 hole today is pretty good option there as well.
Not a good night last night, but I mean it's baseball, baby. There's no momentum. Your momentum is your next day pitcher, as Cal Ripken Jr. used to say. Yeah,
only costing you 3,400 today in the 3 hole. I think they'll get to Phelps pretty good today. Marlins pitching's actually been quite decent in this series. They've been hanging with the Cardinals in all 2 games thus far. So, I still like Baby Pedro today. I think that's a tremendous 2 or 3 option. Behind Sale and Carrasco, but yeah, I think you're almost guaranteed a win today against the Fish, but it's just how many strikeouts and all that to go along with it.
Yeah,
don't jinx it, Al.
I'm not jinxing it. Yeah, the Marlins are gonna win because some kid from Jersey said, "Oh, that's a definite win." No. This stuff is predetermined, right? They're gonna win, or they're gonna do their own thing. I have no influence on this whatsoever. All right.
I just looked at it, and I like Johnny Peralta.
Yep.
Coming in at 2,600.
Good value pick for a shortstop.
He's on a little 5-game hitting streak.
but he's not in the
I like
lineup.
him today for that price.
No,
But-
Oh, he's
Peralta?
No, he's not in the lineup.
Oh,
Christ almighty.
what
All
a
right.
disappointment.
All right, we must keep it moving. Tampa, Texas today. Giovanni Gallardo goes for the Rangers. Drew Smiley for the Rays. A left-hander, so there definitely are some bats that you can stack with Texas against Smiley. He's not a great pitcher at all. I really like Delano DeShields Jr. today for Texas. If he's going up against Smiley, I believe the Texas lineup is out. DeShields is batting leadoff. You know I love my leadoff hitters in DFS. Just going down the line, I think even Elvis Andrews would be a decent play. They're at shortstop. Anybody else you guys like here?
I like Prince Fielder. In the last 7 days, his average is 364. No home runs. He's got 3 walks and 3 RBIs, but he's got 8 hits and 1 extra base hit. Look for him to get busy today against Smiley. I think Prince Fielder in that stadium in Arlington is just a Globe Life Park is a great pick.
Yeah, as I mentioned with Shields before, he's actually having a pretty good series here against the Rays. 10.75 on Friday night, 5.25 last night. He will cost you 3,600, but he has had stolen bases in each of the last 2 nights. Something to look for. Always get that extra 2 points. I know Smiley is a left-hander. Not really sure about his delivery and pickoff move and all that, but you know I have had my eye on DeShields for a while now, and I think today is the day I'm going to finally get him in my lineup.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think the lefty is a concern here in Arlington.
DeShields is a righty.
Or I'm talking about for
Prince
Fielder and Smiley.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Nick, who do you like here?
I like the Shields also. I had him down here. He's been on fire. And another guy I was looking at is Adrian Beltre. Nothing crazy, just a lefty-righty matchup.
Right.
I want to say he's at 3,100. I'm going to double check that. So he's a nice price at third base. But the Shields looks great. I agree with you there. He looks good.
All right.
One more bat. Can't leave him off. He's on the other side of the Tampa Bay Rays. It's Longo, man. It's Evan Longoria. Last 7 days, he has not been hot. All right. It's been 190 for Evan Longoria as a batting average. But in the month of August, though, he's 320. So he's cooling off a little bit. Maybe comes back today. I like him in there at the value of 3,100.
All right, that'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do.
I mean, if you're looking to have a high-end pitcher out there, which I think we're all alluding to, yeah, you gotta find some way to get these bats in your lineup. Evan Longoria is a decent bat. He's a veteran, seasoned hitter. He's had a hot August, but he's cooling off a little bit. At 3,100, it's worth a shot.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I agree.
All right. Next matchup that we got, the Washington Nationals are at the San Francisco Giants. Mad Bum for the Giants, Joe Ross for the Nationals. I've been watching this series a lot closely this weekend just because I had Harper in my lineup the last 2 nights, and you know that was the only guy that I had going late at night. So San Francisco has absolutely just been beating the brakes off this Nationals team. I don't know what's wrong with Washington right now. They can't get a win if,
They can't get out of their own way, man.
I can't. I have no idea what's going on with these guys. I think the hurting continues today. One of the guys that, obviously Mad Bum, a matchup on the mound. I wouldn't be ejected to going that way. I like Sale's matchup a little better. One bat that I really like for the Giants is Matt Duffy. Just like the Shields, I've had my eye on this guy for a while. I really want to get him in my lineup, and again, I believe today is the day. Just looking at his game log over the last 2 games in this series, it's been nothing but spectacular. 3 for 3 on Friday night, homer, 3 ribs. Last night, 2 for 5, 4 ribs. Friday night, 12 FanDuel points. Last night, 9.25. Kid is on fire! And he's been batting, He's been batting third in this Giants lineup, so definitely like that. I know the total in this one is 6.5, but that's all probably going to come from the Giants side of things.
Maybe one or two from Washington.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I don't know. You got Bryce Harper, who's got outstanding numbers against Bumgard, or the Mad Bum. He's 4 of 11. That's a 364 average. Slugging 909 with a OPS of 1.326. He's got 2 home runs lifetime off of Madison Bumgarner. So look for Bryce Harper to make a splash into the bay out there.
Indeed.
I'm not calling it. I called Harper's home run last night. I'm not calling the Harper dong.
Yeah, that son of a bitch cost me $600 last night.
It was. I mean, I was feeling for you when you were describing it too, because you were telling me like, man, that's a $400 walk right there.
Yeah. Well, that's my own flesh and blood, Jimmy Rollins. He he takes that walk last night, and I go from 1,000 down to like 450, and it's just like, oh God, man. Like, but that's the thing, like, when you're playing these big tournaments and you're in like 1,000th place, and you have some wiggle room, and all you really do are just drop spots, not price. But when you're there all the way at the top, it is just like, ugh. I mean, I do want to say I never want that feeling again, but that's the biggest lie I've ever had in my entire life. I want that feeling over and over and over again.
Oh, man.
All right.
I was there. I was feeling with you, man. Trust me.
It was quite exhilarating. It was.
It was nice. It was fun.
Nick, any bats from this one?
I like Brendan here today.
Okay.
He's been swinging the hot bat. 417 on base percentage his last 7 games. He's got that lefty-righty matchup against Joe Ross. I like this play a lot. That's my guy today in this game.
I do like it too. And as I mentioned, I've been watching a lot of this series, and the announcers here in San Francisco, they were just talking about how the ball flies out around this time of the year. So, I think that the Giants are a nice little play here. Wind's going to be going out 6 miles today. Could pick up. It's the summer, baby. This is when the ball flies. So, I can't.
It's hot, muggy days in summer, bro.
Indeed. All right, we'll pop it on a little down the California coast. Reds are at the Dodgers today. Another great pitching option. Zach Greinke, 12-2 this season with a 1.59 ERA. He's going up against Anthony DeSclafani. Dodgers 212 favorites today, or minus 212 favorites today. The over/under is set at 7. Anybody going to be on Greinke, and are there any bats that we should be looking out for?
There are 2 bats that you should look for. I'll give you one, and maybe if anybody else doesn't give you the other, I'll come in later and give it. But the first guy is Joey Votto. Yeah, Joey Votto. Let me get my notes. Pull my notes on Votto up. Yeah, Votto's going to cost you a nice little price today at $4,100 for FanDuel. Like we all like the Butler pick at $2,200, but Votto's numbers, off Greinke since you asked. He's 10 for 24, which is a 417 average. He's got 300 runs off the guy, slugging 917 with an OPS of 1417. So those are really decent numbers against Zach Greinke, which is, it's been lights out here in his own right. But if Greinke can get around Votto and one other guy in the Red Legs lineup, then he shouldn't have a problem.
No. Nick, we got here.
I'm looking at the other side, the Dodgers side. Carl Crawford, this guy just got off injury. He came back, and he's been on fire. He's like a new man.
Yeah.
He has a 600 on-base percentage. 600 on-base percentage his last 7 games. I don't know what he did while he was out, but whatever he did is working.
Steroids!
Hey, easy there. Crawford's watching the show. You better be careful.
I know. They don't play for like another 4 hours, so he probably is watching.
He's watching
the Big 3 DFS morning show.
Another guy I like is Andre Ethier, a 500
nice.
on base percentage his last 7 games. These two guys have been hot. And who's your other guy, Wags? I'm interested.
All right, well, at $3,000, the Todd Father will get you in your lineup. His numbers getting scranky. His average is 250. With four hits and 16 ABs. He's slugging, just under 1,000 or just under a solid one at 950 at .958. He's got 1 home run off of him, 3 extra base hits. But the alarming thing with Frazier is that he's got 5 Ks against Greinke, which a lot of people do. However, he's 3,000. If you're looking to get a decent third baseman that's in your lineup for under the average price, it's a cool option. It's decent. I would take him at 3,000. There's Longoria at 31, but then you also have Todd Father at 3,000 as well. So pick your poison.
Oh, we will. Yeah, I mean, the only guy that I really liked here, not the only guy, but, they were both in Nick's place, too, Crawford and Ethier. Nick already went over the stats, but I'll just reiterate, how great these guys have been the last couple games. Obviously, Adrian Gonzalez, great play. I'll be going another way. I'll be going cheap at first base today, but that's a great option. Jimmy Rollins, always another cheap option you can go with that short. I'm going to call it. Yeah, I'm going to call it today. Jock Peterson yard. I know it's a very awkward one, but I know Stefani, he'll give him up. Peterson's actually looked a little better here these last couple days. I'm not putting him in my lineup. I'm just saying I got the feeling that Peterson can go yard today.
Matarachi.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Moving along, you know what? I didn't mention a name in the San Francisco game that I actually will have in my lineup, but Gregor Blanco. I know that's
why?
Yeah, I completely forgot about him, but yeah, I was just looking at my lineup here real quick, and I was like, oh crap, I didn't even mention Blanco. But Gregor Blanco for the Giants, last couple days just been absolutely going off. 3 hits over the last 2 days. 3 RBIs combined, 5 runs as well as they've been going off on the Nats. So don't forget that to have it in your lineup. All right, we're moving on. We are going to Rocky High, Colorado. However they say that. Padres.
John Denver's full of shit.
Yeah, I don't know, Lloyd. The French are assholes. Padres, Rockies. Total of 11 here today. Got to make sure you got to have some of these guys in your bats. I, like many of the other guys at the top of that tournament yesterday, had 0 exposure to that Padres-Rockies game, which is actually quite odd, that nobody had those guys in their lineup, and that's who, was winning the money last night. I think it's a much different story here today. Ian Kennedy going against the lefty, Chris Rusin for Colorado. Obviously, you're not playing any pitchers here. That would just be illogical in every sense of the word.
They're going to be butthurt.
I got one bat that I believe is a must-play today, and that's Jed Jerko, second baseman over there for the Padres. Batting at a crazy clip right now against lefties. 356 WOBA this year, 380 on base percentage. The ISO is not that great, but it's pretty respectable. He is one of the best, right-handed hitting options for the Padres on this team right now against left-handers. He only costs you $3,600, and $3,400. I feel like that's a huge discount at Colorado today, especially in a righty-lefty matchup. So that's another thing. One of the other things I like looking at his game log. Now, in his last 4, he's had 10.5, 0.25, 10.5, 3.25. Conventional wisdom says if there's any sort of pattern going on here, today is the day that 10.5 comes back. Let's have some. Let's have some of that, my friends. He's homered in 2 of his last 4 games, too. Also had in those games that he homered, he also had 4 RBIs. 2 RBIs last night. So I believe Jed Jerko is the must-play here for the San Diego Padres in that game, of course.
I see Wag shaking his head. What's going on?
I can't go with Gorka there. I'm gonna have to go with the other side of the ball or the other roster with DJ LeMahieu, man.
Okay.
For 400 more, you can get LeMahieu. His numbers against Kennedy are 8 of 20, which is a 400 batting average. He's got 1 home run off of him, slugging 750 with an OPS of 1.228. And I'm going to roll off his last 7-day game log for you, which is 3.25, 4.5, 6.5, 4.5, 2.5, 1.25, and 3. So look for LeMahieu to be adding to that over-under tally up there in Denver.
Sorry.
Crickets?
My bad. Go on.
No, I mean, that's the
Who like Wags?
for the Rockies. Nick, you got anybody?
Oh, I'm gonna have to defend out here. Jed Jerko is the guy today. This guy has been on fire. LeMahieu does look great, but if you want to save some money, Jerko's the guy. Another guy I'm looking at here is Matt Kemp. This guy has just been on fire. He loves Coors Field. What can I say? 15 points on Friday.
No, but he really loves Coors Field.
He really loves it. He found his dog there.
What? He found his dog?
Yeah, he had lost his dog in San Diego, and he found it in
Coors Field.
Where everyone finds their dog.
They must have some kind of crazy treats there in Colorado. I don't know.
They do. They spike them with.
All kinds of treats in Colorado. Jesus.
Even the dogs are getting it in.
They must have a nice animal shelter there or something.
Yeah, it's got a big green cross on it.
Outstanding analysis. Go on.
Now, one last guy I'm looking at here.
I'm sorry.
Derek Norris.
Ooh.
This is another guy that found his dog. He is killing it. He homered on Friday. He went 2 for 4 on Saturday. And I say he goes 2 for 4 on Sunday.
I like it. Yeah, I mean, look, man, you look at all the different bats in this. I mean, hell, Vegas set it at 11, the over-under at 11 today. So that definitely tells you that we could possibly see like a Red Sox-Mariners type game today. I mean, FanDuel really went over their head on the pricing with basically every single player in this game. I mean, Jerko's reasonable at 3,400, but yeah, I mean, if I even think it might even be smarter to maybe go off a sale and then go Carlos Martinez, save yourself a little bit of money so you can get an extra Coors bat in there. I don't know. I might have to. Not in all my lineup. I gotta have sales somewhere, but maybe
you gotta have sale in one lineup.
Yeah, maybe in like my quintuple ups, I'll have them. But at maybe tournaments, I'll try to go for these Rockies bats. That I'm just looking at it right now, and I'm like, there's going to be so many runs scored today.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. I think this is going to be an absolute shootout. Shootout in the Rockies.
A barn burner, he said.
Yeah. No, because I'm looking at it. I mean, like let's say you go off a sale, and you go with Carlos Martinez. You're basically saving yourself, I think, 1,300 there. So that's how you can get Norris. How you can get Norris in as your catcher. I think that's a great option right there. Even in the outfield, you could probably go. Now, I thought this was interesting. Both Blackman and Cargo have very, very bad numbers against Ian Kennedy. I don't know how that came to be.
Blackman had bad numbers last night too, and look what he did.
Very true. Very true. And I always thought, because I thought like Cargo's a pretty good low ball hitter, and that's where Ian Kennedy usually is. But I don't know, man. But Cargo has 15 career strikeouts against Kennedy, and I think it's like 32 career at bats. So
might just not see him well. I don't know.
That's not good. But yeah, I mean, even another option to get the Justin Upton or Matt Kemp in your lineup too. I think they're definitely capable of going yard today. So Gonna be interesting. Gonna be very interesting.
Right on.
All right. All right. Last game of the night. It's the ESPN game. My favorite shortstops involved. The LA Angels head in there. The last game of the series. It's been a 4-game set.
God damn it.
Hector Santiago against Yordano Ventura. Not targeting either pitcher. We all know the Angels struggles with the bats late. They got a couple BS runs there at the end last night, but not that I'm shaking a stick at. I'll say this, Escobar again. The righty-lefty matchup here against Santiago. FanDuel still hasn't learned about Escobar. I know Escobar always has that opportunity to have the -1, but what that does is that allows you to afford other bats in your lineup. A lot of the guys that were at the top last night winning this money, they also had Escobar there at shortstop. So, there might be some. And I've had Escobar in my lineup all week, and I haven't had a better week, I don't think, ever in fantasy.
It speaks to consistency right there, man. I mean,
absolutely. I mean, I'm not taking another shortstop until they change his price.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
You speak a good point, man. Because I played that DraftKings tournament yesterday too. The one where you got the free ticket for another play, and he was up there at like 32 in DraftKings, and he's only 24, or he's always up around 22 to 24 in FanDuel. So I'm not understanding the difference in the value between the FanDuel and DraftKings, but I'm definitely liking the value that he has in FanDuel though.
He must have slept with someone's wife at FanDuel or something.
Oh, I don't know.
When he was in town for the series against the Yankees. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure.
He went to a FanDuel meeting and he caused a ruckus at the FanDuel offices.
We're gonna have to infiltrate and find out.
But I mean, seriously, lefty-righty matchup. If he gets 2 points today, he did his job. So
even if he gets on base, he's got a chance to get you 2 more points with the steal.
Exactly. So, Anybody else you guys like in this matchup?
You got to mention Salvi at 2,400. He had a really nice game last night, driving in a couple with a double, a double, I believe, and then he went yard as well. I know he helped you out last night. How do you feel about him?
Oh my God, I want to throw him a party here. I mean, if I would have won 1,000, I definitely would have flew him out here to Jersey.
Right.
But I'm sorry, I'm just looking at this bee in my window right now. It's like the biggest thing I've ever seen.
Batting .333 with a home run. He's got 2 RBIs, but he's definitely a catcher that is got some value in your lineup at 2,400. So. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I'm looking at Gaddis today. Like, I really liked what we were all saying and kind of how it's his time. I think he's going to be a little lower owned. People might be on Salvi a lot because they might want to have that
price,
and they might want to have that late night bat in there for some late points.
And that's another thing, man. I think you and I think the three of us really do appreciate that late night bat because depending on where you're at, it always gives you that that vigor.
Yeah, hey, I know some other people that appreciate that late night bat. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Oh, preach. But yeah, I mean, the cricket sound would have been perfect there. But yeah, I mean, there are a couple of good bats. Santiago actually has.
Then we get the sitcom claps and laughter.
Santiago actually has some pretty good numbers against not a lot of these Royals, but a couple of key members of their lineup. I don't know. I always just like Escobar leading off that really cheap price, and that's the guy that I'm going with today.
Well, yeah, Perez. I'm on Gaddis too. I mean, I just got to find a way to get Gaddis into my lineup. He's a little bit more expensive than Perez. He doesn't hit Santiago well, but just in the last 7 games. He's got that 333 average, and what he did last night was pretty nice to see. So, at a cheap price at 24, if you can't get to a Gaddis or another catcher, go on down there and get Salvi Perez.
Yeah. Now with let's talk about the Angels for a second, since we got a couple minutes. I know that you like Pujols against fastball pitchers. Your Donald
He did it again last night, didn't he?
Yep, he's the poster boy for it. So you playing him at first?
No, we all. I mean, he's a good pick. I mean, if that's where you want, if you want to go Angel stack, Pujols is definitely in there. Obviously, you're going with Mike Trout, but as well, if you're playing Pujols, you should definitely have Mike Trout in that lineup as well to give you the combo. Man, I agree with combos. I think a combo play is great. You see it happen in football as well. I'll make that parallel with football real quick. The QB wide receiver combo. I got smoked one year. I was up like 50 points in a championship game, and I'm sitting here bragging and being like, yeah, baby, we got this shit. No, we don't have this shit. You know why? Because Tony Romo and Dez Bryant hooked up for 3 touchdowns and went off. To add injury, man, they're Cowboys. So I just, you really got to go with that.
Was that the game against the Eagles?
No. I don't. I can't recall which game it was. I just know that I was losing my purse. That's all. So losing my reward. But I mean, Albert Pujols, he's an excellent fastball hitter. Look to have him in there. If you want to do the Angel stack. But my guy at first base today is Billy Butler. I can't get off of it.
Yeah, me too. All right, Nick, anybody here for you?
I got a home run call here today.
Oh, snap.
Albert Pujols is going yard today.
All right, fair enough. He liked the analysis.
Another guy that might go yard, Mike Trout.
All right. Yeah, I was going to say, just like I was alluding to with the Mariners, how they kind of been getting kicked around all series. I know the Nationals have, but they suck right now. There's no way that they're coming up off what they are, especially going against Bumgarner today. But if you're looking for another team to resurface today in a big way, I think that it could really be the Angels tonight.
Right.
Definitely.
I mean, and you spoke to fastball pitching. Ventura likes to ride on that fastball a lot. He likes to sit on it. Really, that's his go-to. That's his bread and butter. Well, after I saw Albert Pujols just make Aroldis Chapman look like a boy when he was at St. Louis, and everybody was saying, even the announcers were saying, and watch, he just hit 104. He just hit 104. What's Albert doing? He's just sitting there licking his lips. You know how he does that little thing right before he swings? Yeah, he did it and swung, and the ball went yard. So whenever I see Albert at bat up against a fastball hitter, it always registers. That thought always resonates with me when he took a Aroldis Chapman yard. So I like Albert Pujols against any fastball pitcher.
All right. That does it for the show. Guys, got any closing thoughts? Anything here? We got, I don't know, maybe about 7 minutes left.
For all my boys on the pond, man, the boys across the pond in England that follow me, what do we got going on in the Fantasy Premier League? I mean, Christ, we got Manchester City taking down the boys in blue Chelsea, baby. I don't like that at all. I know a lot of my Chelsea friends and followers don't agree with that either. Mourinho's got to do something. He's got to make a move soon because it's not working. They had a couple of breakthroughs, but still, we need more shots on target. In the AL East, we still got that race going on with MLB. Look for the Orioles to hopefully get this next win with Oakland, notching us 1 game closer to the wild card and to the AL East championship.
All right. I guess, my big thing today, we got a couple teams going for some sweeps today. Like you mentioned, the Orioles, the Giants can put themselves in a nice position. The Pirates could even get this sweep over the Mets. Also, the Yankees against the Blue Jays get some sweeps. So, we could see a little bit of shift here. But, I guess my big thing today, make sure you get your bats in for Coors. I think it's very important. Especially with the 11-run total today. Again, have some exposure to Sale. I think he's going to have a great day. Make sure you do that. But Carrasco and Baby Pedro, definitely going to have great days today as well. I like their matchups a lot.
All right, now one more thing, and just Wagner's one more thing. come to this Maximum Fantasy Football League that we have hosted tonight. It's at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. The draft will go live. If you are a daily fantasy sports writer or you just like to be in the daily fantasy sports arena, come on with us. Let's have this draft. It's about $50. It is $50 to get in. No fees up front. We'll talk about that once you're in the league. But that's the consensus because that's how we're going to get our prize.
And if you don't pay, we're going to come hunt down your PayPal account.
I'm going to break your thumbs, baby. Break your thumbs. No, but yeah, come on in. Especially, it's a good way to get channels crossed, to get a fan base following from different channels. It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, I see we got a couple viewers watching here today, too. So we're talking to you folks. We need a couple more spots for this draft tonight. So, definitely hit us up on Twitter. I got my son somewhere here. Hit me up. We'll get you.
You can follow me at the Wagner Wire, and you can see the website at www.thewagnerwire.com. Come on by, stop by the shops, get some lineups, and we'll talk some DFS.
Indeed. Nick, anything closing out?
Definitely close it out. I got a big call here. Mike Trout, Albert Pujols going back-to-back. If this is right, I'm playing the lotto tomorrow. I'm doing a big tournament. You guys can follow me at FantasyAddicts1 and get those Rocky bats and those Padre bats for sure. That's all I got to say.
All right, I'm going to fix up my lineups, and then I'm going swimming. So that's how this Sunday is going. I got a lot of late bats going on here. So Wags accidentally signed off or something. I don't know. But for me and the rest of the team, have a great Sunday. Good luck in all your matchups today, and definitely hit the pool or the beach, man. It's hot as hell everywhere out today. So
definitely.
Indeed. All right, and hydrate. Always hydrate. All right, we'll talk to you guys later on today if you guys want to watch that fantasy football. Yeah, well, tonight at 9 Eastern, we'll have that draft live on our YouTube channel. It's the Big Three DFS morning show. Search for that on YouTube. You'll find us, or if you're watching right now, you can just click on the link and subscribe. You'll see that. And we'll be back with MLB next Saturday. Hey!